Now, Labour and Social Protection Cabinet Secretary Florence Bore has termed human trafficking as a global crisis that affects nearly every country in the world, Kenya included. Speaking as the country joined in marking the World Day Against Human Trafficking, the Cabinet Secretary cautioned that anyone can be a victim of the heinous act, regardless of age and socio-economic background, with the vice having a devastating impact on victims who are predisposed to physical and emotional abuse, sexual exploitation, threats against self and family, and even death. Here is Joy Gatwiri with that report.
Speaking at a press conference during the World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, Labour and Social Protection Cabinet Secretary Florence Bore said that a recent study done by the National Crime Research Centre 2022 had revealed that human trafficking in Kenya is high, adding that the country experienced trafficking for labour and sexual exploitation and for cultural practices.
Our country experienced trafficking for labour and sexual exploitation and for cultural purposes. Trafficking for labour accounted for 96%.
CS Bore said trafficking for labor accounted for 96% and 98.3% of all trafficking cases in the years 2020 and 2021. The study also revealed that external trafficking in persons was the most prominent at 64.7%, while domestic trafficking was 35.3%. Bore said that in external trafficking, majority of the victims were adult and youth females aged between 18 to 34 years, children who are victims of domestic trafficking, accounting for 4 out of 10 victims of domestic trafficking.
The study revealed that external trafficking in persons was the most prominent at 64.7%, while domestic trafficking was at 35.3%. In external trafficking, majority of the victims were adults and youthful females, aged between 18 to 34 years. Children were mostly victims of domestic trafficking, accounting for 4 out of 10 of the victims of domestic trafficking.
Mercy Njeru, who is a survivor of human trafficking, said that people who are vulnerable for trafficking do not know how to protect themselves and also do not know their rights or where to find help when they find themselves in the hands of human traffickers. She further added that accessible information on trafficking is needed both in Swahili, English, and mother tongue, and raising awareness especially to people in rural areas who are deceived easily.
And those who are vulnerable for trafficking often do not know how to protect themselves, nor do they know their rights or where to find help when they are fallen into the hands of traffickers. Therefore, we need information that is easily accessible, not only in English, but also in Swahili and mother tongue. We need awareness raising in communities and especially in rural areas where many get deceived easily.
Mary Njoki, who is a survivor advocate, said there is need to be aware that survivors have an important role in the fight against human trafficking because their knowledge can guide effective measures. Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I am Joy Gatwiri.